Hey Eurovision fans, it's time for an update on the Eurovision 2025 odds. First of all, we're going to check out who's rising and falling in the outright winner odds. And we also have odds from 5 of the national finals. So we're going to see who's in the running to book their ticket to Basel. So let's keep. Hi, my name is Tom. I'm an Irish Eurovision analyst, and you can find all of this stuff on my Eurovision channel. So in case you didn't see, I already did my first episode of Eurovision odds. This is 2 weeks later. We're going to see who's rising and falling in the outright odds. First of all, shout out to Eurovision World, who I get these graphics from. We now have the aggregated odds from 5 websites. In my last video, it was only 2, so that's really cool, getting a little bit more of an accurate picture as betting starts for the 2025 season. This is also a good opportunity for us to just go through the full list and talk about some of the news that's come up in the last 2 weeks. Okay, let's start off with the bottom 12, and we have a new last place, and that is Montenegro. Nina Zizic singing Dobrodošli. Now, one thing I need to point out, because some people get quite upset when they see that a song has dropped to the bottom, this does not mean that people think that Montenegro is a worse song. The reason they're bottom is because people see that this has no chance to win. Now, keep in mind, in the good year, in the early stages, we only really have 5, 6, 7 countries who could potentially win, and then once we see staging, that number usually gets smaller. So for around 30 plus of the other songs, they just have absolutely no chance of winning. Realistically, for Montenegro on a 5 non-qualification streak, their main goal this season is to qualify. If they can break their previous record and come top 15, even better. The concept of winning is just not their concern right now. They just want to get those first 2 massive hurdles completed. So yes, there's absolutely zilch chance of winning. Even with a revamp, I just think it's completely impossible. So I understand why absolutely nobody wants to bet on this. Even though we have very little information, doesn't mean that's not a good song. It is a good song, it just can't win. I don't blame that this is down the bottom, but don't take that means that this is bad. You know, for example, when the top 10 odds come out later, this might be a little bit higher on that because of its jury appeal and the potential for the revamp, but those top 10 odds don't usually come out until much later in the season. So Montenegro have dropped 7 places down to last after confirming their song. I think if Neonon had gone, this would be a little bit higher because it, again, Neonon's not going to win. That would also be impossible, but it does have a little bit more of a wild card, unknown entity to it. Whereas with Nina, it's kind of a known entity. We've seen songs like this go before, so we have a rough idea how it's going to do. It's not going to win. Okay, in 37th place, we have Moldova, who have moved up 1 place. They were bottom. They love Nina. They've moved up 1 spot. No real news on them. I think that they're doing the live auditions. A certain person from their national final, who I'm not going to name, has released a song. That's the only one I've seen released so far. In 36th, we have Georgia. No movement on them. I haven't heard any new news. In 35th place, we have our second confirmed song for Eurovision 2025. That's Shakodra Electronica singing Germ. Now I am going to release my analysis video for that very soon, so make sure that you're subscribed so you get a notification when that's up. Now, I know some people are going to be disappointed that this is in 35th, but I will say I think this is the first time I've ever seen Albania choose their song and not be last. So a couple of people have bet on this. That's why it's not dead last. And it does have the potential to maybe get a couple of bets throughout the season. Yeah, Albania have only been top 5 once with Suis, so it feels like a long shot to bet on them to be able to convert a song into a win. This does have an X factor. It's different, it's unique, it's going to stand out. So definitely think this has got more potential than a lot of their previous entries in the last 7 years, which didn't really have an X factor. So yes, I think this could move up and rise, particularly when the staging comes out. Might get a revamp. Don't attack me. I'm not saying I want it, but Albania does have a history of that. I'm quite sure they're keeping it in Albanian though, so it might be musical revamp. I definitely hope we're getting a staging revamp because that could be elevated even further. So yeah, all the things I said with Montenegro, don't take this as a sign that people think this is the worst song. It is just a lot of hurdles that Albania have never been able to jump over before. But I don't know, I think this one could be an exciting one to look out for when we get to our Balkan betting or our top 10 betting, because it does have that certain wild card feel to it. In 34th place, we have Slovenia staying put. We have the artist release list come out for that. Clemen is one of the people performing. We also have July Jones. A couple of pretty cool looking artists in there, and the graphics design is much stronger this year as well. So we know the date of Emma is February 1st. So I would imagine those songs are probably coming out in the next week or so, I hope. In 33rd place, we have Portugal, which I still think is an absolute crime considering how strong Portugal's record has been in the last 7 years, particularly as they are one of the countries who's won the contest in 2017. I think that's a bit of a robbery. Never mind. In 32nd place, we have Azerbaijan, who have moved up 5 places. Not sure why they've moved up. I haven't heard any rumors about them yet. Their selection always tends to be a little bit secretive, in my opinion. Maybe people in the Azeri, Turkish-speaking Eurovision community can leave some comments if they've got any updates about Azerbaijan. In 31st place, we have Malta, who have moved down 3 spots. Keep in mind that Theo Evan is one of the 5 known artists at this point in time. We've got 2 songs, but we've got 5 artists confirmed. In 30th place, we have Malta moving down 1 spot. We saw a couple of snippets from them, including some actually kind of interesting looking songs. I'm a little bit hyped for Malta Song Contest this year. I think that they're rejigging around the structure. They had one song, Cantera, with a really long song title. They had another song about serving cant. Cant means singing in Maltese. They had a couple of other Maltese entries as well. So I'm not saying Malta are going to win, but the first semi-final is happening on February 4th. I don't know when the songs are dropping, but I would expect maybe early January, hopefully. Please pace out your songs in national finals. Don't dump them all on me on the same day. In 29th place, we have Luxembourg. I've done my reaction video to the 7 songs in the Luxembourg Song Contest. I think there's one song in particular, Laura Thorne, which definitely could get them a decent result if she's very good live. And if they really nail the staging concept and give nostalgia, but also editorial, that could definitely work. But yeah, people aren't feeling it. It's moved down 4 spots. San Marino in 28th. I do not understand why they're 28th. Someone is betting on them. They've moved up 4 spots. I don't get it. I think it's literally impossible that San Marino win. Someone's keeping the faith. Is it Tamara Gacheladze? Is she betting on them? She's actually the wife of Borislav Menilov. And our final country in this bottom 12 is Serbia. Again, I don't understand why Serbia is so low. I definitely feel like they are one of the countries, particularly in the southeast of Europe, who definitely could get a win. I feel like they're really trying hard. They got a good national final. Their artists in the country are interested, so I don't get why they're so low. They've dropped 10 spots since my last video, from 17th down to 27th. I don't know why. Maybe because the artist release for Pesma za Eurovision didn't inspire people. I'm not sure, but yeah, Serbia dropping. They should not be in the bottom 12. Serbia are my ones to watch in Southeast Europe. Okay, so let's go to the middle 14. 26th place. We have Denmark. I don't understand why Denmark are still in 26th place. They were in the same place in the last episode as well. Someone out there is just expecting them to turn around this 4 non-qualification streak. They've been on this really bad trajectory in recent years. Dansk MGP really needs a massive shakeup. They have mentioned that one of the contestants in Dance Melody Grand Prix this year is a previous winner. I saw a couple of rumors. Maybe it's Anja Nielsen or Rasmussen or the lead singer of Brandon London from 2011. So I would love Denmark to make a breakthrough, but there's no evidence that they're going to, really, if you look at the pattern of the last 4 years. Apart from Ben and Tam, I think Ben and Tam might have snuck into the top 10, so a little bit unlucky that that song got thrown in the bin. In 25th place, we have Austria moving up 5 spots with their internal selection. I haven't heard any new news about it. I have heard that there is a German song in the running to potentially win. I'm not sure if maybe some of the people who are in that selection heard something they really liked and decided to bet on that. In 24th place, we have Lithuania, who are in the same spot they were in the last video. They've released the artist list for Eurovision.lt, 45 artists. Aiva, Lithuanian surnames are so hard. Aiva from 20, I'm going to try it. Aiva Sazi Maskaute. Someone tell me down below how to say her name. Anyway, Aiva won World. Lithuania hot streak right now. 4 top 14 finishes in a row. So only Baltic and not to have won yet. I would love them to get that breakthrough. I think they want it. Yeah, 24th is probably a little bit low for them. In 23rd place, moving up 10 spots, we have Czechia. So Adonis has been announced as their artist this year. I am going to do a video for him. I'm just trying to pick which music video I react to. Actually, if you've got a recommendation, leave it for me quickly because I'm going to film that quite soon. Yeah, really exciting artist from Slovakia who's going to be representing Czechia. I think he'll bring something interesting, and he's going to be strong live as well because he won Superstar, which is like an X Factor style show in Czechia and Slovakia. Okay, in 22nd place, we have Armenia moving up 1 spot. I haven't heard anything new from them. They are going to bring back their national final, but I haven't heard any of the contestant names going around yet. I would love if Malena entered into that national final. She is a superstar who I think will win Eurovision in the future. She won Junior Eurovision and she writes a lot of the Junior Eurovision songs. In 21st place, we have Iceland, also up 1 spot. Nobody wants Iceland to win more than me. Even the Prime Minister of Iceland doesn't want it more. Bjork doesn't want it more. I want it the most. They're moving up one spot. I haven't heard any rumors yet, but I would imagine we're getting the same song that kept happening this year. In 20th place, moving down 2 spots, is Switzerland. I do not understand this. Switzerland, one of the strongest countries in the last 5 years. I think they're ranked in the top 5. 4th place with Luca Hani, 3rd place with John's Tears. Répondez Moi probably would have been top 5, top 3, or 1. And then Nemo winning. Like, how much evidence do you need that Switzerland can win? I think people thinking that because they're hosting they can't win, even though Sweden came 9th and 5th the last 2 times they hosted, it is possible. In 19th spot, we have Greece moving up 2 spots from 21st. Still no news about the artists yet. I believe we're getting 10 or 12 songs maybe, so keep an eye out for news about that. In 18th place, we have Latvia moving up 2 spots. I've done my reaction video to that and also my analysis video. Fantastic national finals. For me, easily the best national final this year. They have so many options, so it's exciting that whoever delivers on the Supernova stage should be really competitive this year. Yeah, what a fantastic national final. I think we're in the 6 national finals in now, and they're easily the winners for me. Latvia are usually down the bottom because they have that 6 non-qualification streak, which Don's broke last year. So nice to see them on a little bit of a hot streak right now. Poland in 17th, down 1 spot. Still no news about them yet that I'm aware of. Spain moving down 3 spots down to 16th. Benidorm Fest songs right. I've done my reaction and analysis video to that. Of course, I don't hear a winner yet, but I'm super conscious of the fact that somebody always seems to elevate when we get to the live shows. And I think there's definitely potential for 1, 2, or 3 of these artists to just absolutely come alive when we see the live performance. We only need one person to be good. We don't need everybody to rise up to the occasion, just one person. Spain's got a very passionate fan base. They're going to get a lot of financial support. Plus, they've already qualified for the final. So you can see why they're up in 16th. 15th place, we have Croatia, moving down 6 spots. In my last video, they were in 9th place. The artist list came out. There are some pretty big names. I saw a couple of people who have, I think, 100,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. I'm guessing that people weren't super impressed by the list and that's why they dropped down. But I think Baby Lasagna had very few monthly listeners last year when he came to prominence. So it helps if you've already established yourself, but it's not a requirement. In 14th place, down 2 spots, we have Australia. Great that they've confirmed again. I haven't heard any news. I presume that they're internally selecting and that artist will hopefully be released to us sometime in January or February. And then in 13th place, my country, Ireland, is just holding on to the top 13, down 2 spots from 11. Your song is going to be happening probably towards the end of January or the start of February. I presume it's going to be 6 songs. No confirmation yet about Lyra, whether she has been fast-tracked, but my sources behind the scenes are telling me that she most likely is. I don't know if there's another fast-tracked artist, but yeah, she's got record company support. I think she'd have a little bit of money. She had a #1 album in Ireland this year, so that would be exciting. I'm not really hearing any other super exciting news behind the scenes other than that. Okay, so now let's go to our top 12 and moving up 7 spots. Really? 7 spots? Yeah. Moving up 7 spots is Finland. UMK songs are going to be coming out really, really soon. I think it's usually around the first or second week of January. So excited for that. Of course, I'm going to do a video for all of those releases because they tend to release them one day at a time, which I absolutely love. So exciting. Finland should be in the top 12. I don't know why they were down before. They've moved up 7 spots now to be in their rightful place. The reason I looked a little bit shocked there is because I was like, was there some breaking news about Finland that I missed? In 11th place, we have the Netherlands. I just released my video about Claude. I reacted to one of his songs, La Da Da, which is a fantastic song. I downloaded it. I've been listening to it all morning. Really wonderful. He's got real something special in him. Totally see why people are betting on him as a potential winner. Of the 5 known artists so far, he is currently leading. So great to see a positive reaction to his selection. In 10th spot, we have the UK moving down 2 places. Still no news about them. You know, I'm so delusional. I'm just always hoping for the UK. I had this delusional tweet earlier in the season where I was asking for FKA Twigs, which will never happen. I'm delusional. I'm not crazy. Hopefully the UK is something a little bit different. I'd love to see some Britpop or some indie or some alternative or band. They've been very solo artist pop for a long time now. So I'd like to see something a little bit different, another facet of the UK music scene. I do think UK and Ireland tend to be a little bit overrated in the odds, but they've automatically qualified for the finals. So fingers crossed for the UK. Okay, in 9th place, we have Norway moving up 6 spots from 15th. 7 top 10 finishes since 2013 and a fantastic qualification record as well. So you can be almost guaranteed that they'll be in the final, but no top 3 finishes. So I think that's what's stopping Norway from being really, really even higher up there is that they're good at getting top 10, but not getting even farther. In 8th place, we've got Germany moving up 2 spots. Really exciting to see Germany up so high. Definitely some hype about their new format for the national final. Stefan Raab coming back. Let's hope that they can convert this into another left side of the scoreboard finish. That would be 2 in the row for Germany. That would be crazy. What a crazy turnaround that would be if Germany started becoming solid in Eurovision. In 7th place, moving down 2 spots, we have Estonia. We're around 6 weeks away from Eesti Laul happening on February 15th. I think as soon as we start to see those rehearsals and that live performance of Tommy Cash, this is either going to jump up even further or it's going to absolutely plummet. We don't have odds for Eesti Laul yet, but I would imagine that he's going to be the heavy favorite. Okay, sitting pretty in 6th spot is France. No new news about them, but I've got high expectations. France are killing it in junior and adult Eurovision recently. So excited. A little bit sad that we don't have C'est vous qui décidez, which was their fantastic national final, but I think this is the strategy they want to go for now, is internally selecting to get a big star, build up the profile of Eurovision in France, get viewership up, get more interest and respect for the contest. 5th place, moving up 2 spots, we have Israel. I think still a lot of people counting on this getting a very big televote score, but there are issues still with Cannes, which haven't been confirmed yet, whether it's going to be privatized or not, which would make them ineligible to be at the contest. In 4th place, not budging, we have Italy. No new news about that. We'll be getting the first songs on February 11th and then the second half of the songs on February 12th. So I'll try to cover that as soon as I can. That'll be an absolute copyright nightmare. And 3rd place, we have Ukraine. They've announced the 9 artists who are going to be in Vidbeer. And then there's going to be a wild card for the 10th spot. Really exciting. Kayat's going to be in there, who I absolutely loved from 2019, I think. Call for Love, amazing song. Go check that out if you don't know it. So I'm really hyped for him. Staying strong is Sweden. Well deserved. Incredible record on the contest. And in 1st place, we still have our wonderful surprise winner at the top of the odds. It is Belgium. Now, since the last episode, I found out a little bit of news. Apparently, they filmed the shows, which we're going to see at some point. And there was a live audience who had to sign non-disclosure agreements, and they got to see half of the songs performed. Apparently, the overall quality is quite good, and I think one of them really stood out. It might be Mentissa, who is a pretty established artist in Belgium and I think France as well, who's got a fantastic voice. So I'm not sure if it's just her or if it's just the overall quality in general, but people really, really loving this. And with so little information right now, hearing about someone who's an established artist, who's going to be good live and they've got a good song, that's enough for some people to bet. Some people with access to this extra information placing their money on Belgium. Very interesting to see a different country up the top. I kind of love it. I'm so used to seeing it Sweden, Ukraine, Italy. Kind of reminded me of the mid-teens when Belgium were really good. They had those 2 4th places in 3 years. So wonderful. Let's hope that they stay there. And I'm really excited to see those songs. The first Eurosong showcase is January 18th. So I presume that's the first one of those shows that were filmed. And then the second Eurosong showcase is a week later on the 25th. So not too long to see those. Of course, I'm going to do a review of that. Very, very excited for Belgium this year. Great to see some hype. Okay, now let's go check out some of the national final odds. So let's first go to Luxembourg. But currently Laura Thorne is winning those odds by a landslide. 57% chance of winning. Now that's only with one betting market. I've heard that it is impossible to find any videos of her singing live. So what she's going to be like on stage is a bit of an unknown entity. I think it's a big ask for someone to jump straight onto a big national final stage and deliver. It's not impossible, but if she gets on that stage and the moment is too much for her, or they've given her too much to do, or choreography doesn't suit her, definitely possibility for someone else to swoop in who's got a little bit more experience. Luzak sitting at 2nd spot with 22%, Rafaela with 10%, Rhythmic Soul Wave with 4. These rankings pretty much perfectly match the poll on Eurovision World on who should win. Okay, let's go to Benidorm Fest odds from Spain, and we can see currently leading is La Chispa. This definitely seems to be the fan favorite. So many people absolutely loving this. I saw a small video clip of her singing, which sounded really, really impressive. I've also heard a rumor that the person doing the artistic direction is the same Spaniard who did Arlen's artistic direction with Bambi for Doomsday Blue. Not confirmed. Maybe it's confirmed on Instagram. I haven't seen anything, but this is just from word of mouth. That would make sense to me, because if I was in Spanish delegation, I'd be like, let's get our boy back onto our team ASAP. Or if I was any of the artists in Benidorm Fest, I would also be reaching out to him. And La Chispa's got an unusual song with some haunting elements. So if I was one of the artists in Benidorm Fest, I would be reaching out to Sergio Hayen as well, saying, girl, work with me. And he definitely has a kind of like queer horror perspective. I spoke to him at Eurovision 2024, said he was really inspired by horror movies, and La Chispa has something weird, unusual that he would want to work with. So it's not confirmed, but if that is true, that's really exciting, because I think that could be the magic that turns La Chispa into something really, really cool. Second place, we have Melody. Kind of a little bit surprising. I didn't think that was a standout song, but definitely one of the strongest vocalists. And if you can go on stage and nail your vocals and be confident, that is so much of the job done. I thought the song was interesting. She definitely had one of the most impressive vocals out of everybody. Third place, J.K. Bello, VIP. This definitely could be a contender as well. Can a man win over the Benidorm Fest crowd? That would be something interesting to see. How does he manage that aspect of the contest? Fourth place, Carla Friga, Besame. No massive surprises here. Actually, well, I suppose other than Melody. Then joined fifth, we have Daniela Blasco, De Teresa, and Sonia and Selena, and then we kind of everybody else kind of sitting on 3% or lower. It's happened in the last couple of years that when the semifinals are released, I've looked at them and gone, oh, these don't seem even. But when you see the live shows, actually somebody's elevated, and they have been evenly split. So I'm excited just to see the semifinal allocation draw to see who's really stepping up. Let's go to Supernova and see who's leading that. Currently, first place, we have the Ludwig with Ligo with a 22% chance. I've seen a lot of love for this in the community. In second place, City Zieni singing Ramtai. I still think they need to fill those choruses. They sound too empty. What are they going to do on the stage? The song's a bit too repetitive. I love the ad-libbing in the third chorus, but I need more something happening in the chorus. Third place, we have Greta singing Monster. She's got big record company support. That might be an advantage to her. Plus, she won, I think it was their X Factor, so she's going to be good live as well. So I definitely think she's a contender. Fourth place, Tautomaitas. Apparently they're quite an established band in Latvia. A lot of people saying they were excited to see them, but they were disappointed with the song. A lot of people saying this is not as good as some of their other stuff. Fifth place, Marcus Riva. Marcus, I don't think can win. That song is way too dated. I think this national final is way too high quality, but he should make the final, I think. Depat in sixth, huge support for this indie song. Synergia, also wonderful folky. And then my favorites, Cobra singing Zelt. This is one of my favorite songs of the entire season so far. Currently sitting in eighth. I hope that they can elevate this, because it's really, really wonderful, but they need to bring people into the journey early on. That first minute is going to be absolutely crucial. They need to nail this. Okay, now let's check out the odds for San Remo. We have had the song titles since my last video. Georgia in first place with La Cura per Me. Elodie moving down one spot to second place with Dimenticarsi alla siete. I think it means forget until 7, which is a really interesting title. Ali with Balorda Nostalgia. Achille Lauro with Innocente Giovanni, Innocent Man, I think. Yeah, no other really, really massive changes. Georgia and Elodie are representing the ladies up at the top. And finally, let's have a look at Melody Festivalen from Sweden and see any big changes there. And we can see that Måns Zelmerlöw is still in first place with a 38% chance to win. Last time he was 41% chance. Scarlett sitting in second with their song Sweet and Psycho. I think we have the titles now that we didn't have last time. I talked about the titles in my last Eurovision news update. John Ludwig, another previous winner, sitting in third spot. And then Greg Zula, believe me, has moved up to fourth. I think I heard a rumor that someone heard the song and it was very good or something, but he's definitely one of the people who was lower down on the radar. So that's a big jump. Yeah, he was sitting in 16th spot. And then for some reason on the 11th of December, he started climbing. And over the course of the week, he climbed from 14th up to 4th. I don't know what kind of news has come up about that, but somebody knows something about Grez Zula. I'm sure I'm saying his name wrong. Sorry, Grez. Okay, so that is an update on all the Eurovision odd outright winners and the national finals. What did you think? Leave me a comment in the comment section down below. Is there any news that I missed out on? Let me know and I can include it maybe in the next episode. Thank you to everybody who's been supporting me on PayPal or Buy Me a Coffee. And of course, thank you to all my wonderful Patreons for supporting me from all around the world. If you want to join my Patreon, you can do a 1 week free trial. You can support the channel and get your name in the credits. You can get some earlier releases and just loads of other fun Eurovision stuff. Go check it out if you're a Eurovision super fan. But of course, thank you so much just for being here. And I'm seeing another Eurovision odds update very soon. Goodbye. Boo, 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 boo.